How does the city smell?
Like just depression. Sorry, no, don't use that answer.
What's it like owning multiple businesses in the city of Wondermere?
To be honest, it's not so bad. Some days it's kind of slow around here, and some days it's not. Really depends on the flow of traffic. What sometimes when there's an arena fight, yeah, I see a little more business. But other than that, yeah, it's quiet to steady at the moment.
Run that back. It was the first thing that popped into my head.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. You know, it's very unique. It smells like no city I've ever been in before. Just it's full of life, and there are a couple alleys that do have a very interesting smell. Possible crimes that may have been committed there, but I'll turn a blind eye to that.
What are your connections to Needlemere?
We do not speak of Needlemere. We did. If you haven't heard, there's some assassins. So shh.
How long did it take you to complete the interior of the house you claimed?
I think I completed it in a very reasonable time frame. That it was only like 2 years that it remained completely empty, and I think for you to assume that it would have been done any earlier that's on you. That's an error on you. I think it was completely reasonable, my time frame.
The time has come, dear viewer, for the tour of the city of Wondermere. Oh, I'm so excited. This has been an absolutely amazing project. I have had so much fun working on this. Obviously, it was almost completed long before I started making these YouTube videos, and honestly, part of the reason why I wanted to start making the videos was so I can show off this base, because out of any base I've ever had playing Minecraft, this has been my absolute favorite. It's kind of been like my dream base, and going forward, whenever I get the opportunity to start a new base, if we reset the world, I still have not come up with an idea that I love as much as Wondermere. So, without further ado, my name is B-Man. Welcome to the 6th episode here on the Shrimphearth SMP server in Wondermere. Today, we are touring the city. So I've made a little list of things here beside me that I know I want to show off to you guys, because there's a lot to see. So hopefully we see everything. Who knows? I may cut in and out with different things that maybe I forget, but let's start it off here. So this is the main entrance to the city. The majority of our world is all connected with these paths, and this is actually one of the main paths that connects out to the far east and to the south. So it actually continues through the city and out the other side. You'll see where that goes. So this is the main area. I love naming all the things in my cities. So this is actually called Market Gate, because there's a little market in here. I have these little stalls, otherworldly gardeners, leaf it to us, and all the player heads that you see in the city are actually player heads from other people who play with me on here. But I just want to take this little area in. I really like this because the city itself is made on a hill, and so the center is higher up than the rest of it, so you can kind of see the elevation above here. So what do I want to show you? Let's start right here. So this is a tavern, and one of the amazing things about Wondermere that I knew I wanted to do from the beginning was have everyone join me in helping make the interiors. Partly because I didn't want to do all the interiors, but also because I love the idea of having all my friends have little bits and pieces added into my base. So Needle was kind enough to be one of the first to do this. There she is. And make a little tavern. So this is the tavern at Market Gate Square. There's a little area upstairs. She did this whole interior. I absolutely love it. It is 100% Needle, and that makes me so happy every time I come in here, and to know that this is in my city. But let's move on over to this way. If you come around the corner, we get to my favorite part of the city. This is affectionately known as the Galleria. This This is actually one of the first streets I built to start off the city. And after I built it, I thought how cool it would be to have something over top of it. My idea when building is always to feel enclosed in a space, even if it's an outdoor space, have all the buildings lean out, always have something over your head. For me personally, it just makes it feel more cozy, more you're in the space. And so to really drive that home, I decided to cap this street off with a glass ceiling. And so you can see up there, it's connected onto the roofs of the either side of the buildings. Oh, actually, that's a great thing to mention. You can see across my screen it just said Wondermere. On the server, we have another amazing feature where if you put a sign on a beacon and then you get into range of that beacon, it quickly shows that little splash right there. So the reason that came up is actually because just over here, around the corner, that's where my portal is, and that is the beacon in question. But anyway, back to the Galleria. This is like the main street of Wondermere. There's a couple very important buildings in here. So this is the train station. See, Wondermere Central. I am actually connected to the spawn area and fellow bases by this train line. We can come down here. Super simple setup, right? Very classic. It tells you what the next stop is in either direction there. This way actually goes through a tunnel because it goes under the rest of my base. And then I also have an area down here where you can take a train to other areas, either in Wondermere or in the surrounding area. So this actually goes up to the Dubstone Castle. This goes over to a neighboring base called Cherryfield, and then this is a planned extension, something I haven't got around to yet, but I want to make it so you can go around all of the, not just the city, but the island on rail. And then this one here is another planned rail line to go to another neighboring base. Yeah, so this is the central station. You're also going to notice these kind of lines up here every once in a while. I'm going to talk about these a little bit later, but it's actually a metro line that goes around the entirety of the city. The other thing that's a bit unique to this building and something that I want to do more of as, the building kind of comes to an end and maybe just fleshing things out is more prevalent, is I have lore books about the construction of the station in the lore of Wondermere. So you can pause and read these pages if you'd like, but it makes reference to my previous base on the last world, which I called Highclere. And it was actually originally based on the castle of Highclere in England that the show Downton Abbey is set in. But yeah. The other thing in here would be the bank. There was little tellers in here. I have lots of these little guys just around. Makes it feel more alive. You can hear the bees if you listen closely. It's kind of been a running joke in this series that there's bees inhabiting all of my buildings because I love to use beehives as like a countertop decoration. So if we come down through here, there's another little street. This is my portal. So actually what I'll do, because I don't know if I've actually showed you, I'll show you my little nether area. So come through here. I have a miniature nether hub that I use for myself. Planned expansions on the other side. I don't have anywhere to go with them, but they're there if I need them. And then in the back, I have my personal bartering farm here. So if I'll go to the gold farm, grab some gold, and then I can have this. And then just on the other side here is my nether tunnel. Here's the portal to the Cherry Stone, which you saw that there's going to be a rail line for. And then there's also my portal to Dovestone, which is my castle. So this is my nether tunnel. And then I'll quickly show, because I was one of the people who designed and started building, this is the south nether tunnel here. So this is my little entrance. I have a little guy there saying welcome to Wondermere, little thing. So yeah, let me take you back to the city. Okay, back in the city, another little guy there. There's this place is like a maze. I get told all the time by other people on the server that sometimes they get lost, which honestly that kind of makes me happy because that means that the whole vibe of the area is working. So if you were to go this way, it would actually take you up to an area where there is an arena and some other things. But we're gonna save that for a little bit later. There is this area which I call the night market. It's like a super enclosed area, building on one side, towering wall on the other side. And I used to have villagers in here. I was having some lag issues in the city, so I started removing entities that were not needed. But yeah, it's just like a little area, a little bit less life in here without the villagers, but I think it still does the trick. And also, you'll notice these. I went on a trip to Europe a little while ago, and in a lot of the cities, especially around in Switzerland that I was seeing, they have these little public fountains that you could just fill your water bottle. And so I knew that I wanted to incorporate that into Wondermere. So every once in a while, you'll see these little water pots just dotted around the city. So I'll take you back out the other way. This is another little back alley that leads to some areas, which I will show in a sec. But I want to take you around the main streets. So this is Bridgegate. So this is the continuation of the main line, which will take you to two other bases, Shadoria and Barago. So let me go into FreeCam quickly, and I can show you this bridge. This is one of the first things I built in this world, was this bridge, because the area of Wondermere is on, this kind of high cliff area, and it goes all the way around the city. And so I knew I wanted to be able to continue over. So I built this bridge, and then these double towers here on the other side were actually built by Needle Archer, because she always said that it looked weird that the bridge just went into nothing and that it needed something. And I said, I agree. And so she offered to build it, and I absolutely love it. I think it complements the city very, very well. Anyway, so let me come back over here. Continue down this way. You can see there's another station here. This is my villager trading area. This is officially, well, I know I keep saying this, this is the second building that I made, because I knew right from the get-go that I wanted villagers, because I didn't have any villagers in the last world that we have. And so this is where I house them. So guys around. Got all my librarians, and there's some masons up top. But actually, what I should have shown you was the reason I have all these villagers is because I have a shop. This is Galleria Books. Unlike a lot of people on the server who have their shops in the main shopping area at spawn, I opted to have my shops at my base, because since my base is a city, I thought it would be really cool to populate some of the buildings with actual shops. So this is my bookshop that I sell all my little books. So almost every book, general book that you need. I don't have some of the more unique books in stock, but my villagers do have them. So when other people say, "Oh, hey, B-Man, this isn't in your shop. Do you have it?" I say, "Yeah, absolutely," and I can give it to them. But as you can see, there's also a little bit of an upstairs here with an enchanting area over there. Anyway, moving on. So coming up here, just up this little hill from the villager trading area, this is a little industrious square. So this area and just off behind the villager area is where all my farms are. So you might be able to see through the window there. That is a cactus farm. And in this building, there's actually a bamboo farm that fills the whole building. And both of those together feed into this building. So in here is the Ministry of Smelting and EXP. I have my furnace array, the classic El Mango design. I love it. It's fantastic. As you can see, I was cooking more potatoes because I live off of potatoes. But I have a little network of pipes going around so that the bamboo that gets produced in the bamboo farm ends up here. And it just auto puts in. And upstairs, you'll see that this is another Il Mango design of XP storage. So the bamboo has first priority here, and then the cactus comes in here. And what it does, if you've never seen, is it stores the dye in here, and the light comes up when it is full up. And so basically the full up is you can fully enchant, or fully repair with mending, of course, one tool when you pull this out. And it takes absolutely forever to reload. So as long as I'm spending time in the city, it just slowly fills up. As you can see, we've been using it. So if you come down here, I'll show you a little bit more of my farming area. If you come around this corner, and then down here, there's more market areas, some guys. These ones aren't as decorated as the other ones, but just down there would have been where the villager trading is, and actually there is, the portal is just down this alleyway. But in here, I have more storage. So all my crop farms, things like that, they all get stored into here. And then those farms are in this building and in this building. Okay, so before Dovestone Castle was a thing, there was the original castle of Wondermere, which is now affectionately known as the Keep. The interiors of this are not done, even in the slightest, but there is a little living area where I used to live out of, which is done. So let me take you in there. So you come in here. And this is where I used to have my little mementos room, where I would have things that other players had given to me, which has since been moved up into Dovestone. There's a little dining area in here. And then if we come back around here, there's a nice little living room. And my old storage room. And then if we were to go up the main steps here, take us up into a little bit of a meeting room, and then what I would use as my office. And then around the corner here, there are a couple little rooms that don't really have anything in them. And then the upstairs of my storage room. So I spent the vast majority of my time, before I built Dovestone, living out of this room here. And then if you go up these steps one more time, pay no attention to the Evermore picture. There's my pretty sparse looking bedroom with my bed there. But like I said, I don't really live here anymore because I've fully moved into Dovestone. Anyway, moving on. Continuing around the bend here, we can find the original building. So when I first claimed this spot for my base, this was the first thing I built here. This was my starter house. Before the other building was even there, sorry, just did a little cut there because the dog started barking. Before I even built anything else, it was this building here. And I lived out of just these chests, you know, just a classic little starter house with my bed and the basement, my mine, which I don't ever go down to anymore. But I like to keep these things here. Anyway, coming around the bend, we have the newest area of the city. There's two areas, the air docks and Wool Street. So let me show Wool Street. So let me show you these. So one of the other players on the server, his base is this massive airship, and he has all these little airships dotted around everyone else's base. And I thought it would be really cool, since Wondermere is set up on the cliff, that the Wondermerians would also kind of have this similar technology. So there's these docks that extend out. They have these little airships. This is Omega's airship over here. And one of the really exciting things is, as of recording this, the announcement from Mojang just came out that they're adding rideable ghasts, and I absolutely cannot wait to have a bunch of ghasts just here at the air docks ready for me to ride around. It'll be so funny. I absolutely love it. But as you can see, these little buildings here, it's really just like 4 or 5 different types of building, and then just spotted around. So you see, like, there's one here that match, but I try to keep them spaced out so you can never see more than 2 or 3 of the same style building at a time. My wool farm lives in here. This is called the Woolworth building because down in the basement here is the wool, and there's a vault there and a keypad here. What could that possibly be about? Perhaps a future episode exploring potentially a quest that exists in Wondermere. Anyway, so coming out of that basement of the Woolworth building, we get down onto Wool Street. So all these little shops would be anything that has to do with wool. So there's the carpets in there. These are supposed to be like rugs. It's a banner shop, sweaters, dyes, and then there's a little cafe here, which brings us down. So we would otherwise would have come down here to the church. So along with building the city, I've also kind of come up with a religion that the Wondermerians who inhabit the city would go by, and there's 4 main deities here: the deity of Wondermere, of Lumisara, of Aryan, and of Pyrithos. And each of them comes with a little bit of lore. So what I'll do is I'll go into the books. Once again, you can pause to read if you like. There you go. But I love making little bits of just lore to go with different things, as you would have seen in the train station. I definitely need to do more of these. There you go. And then beside the church, there's also the baths. So there's this newer baths building here, and then there's the old ancient one that resides underneath the church, which I really like the look of. So we can come around here. A lot of these buildings, since they're kind of the newest ones to be built, I haven't put an interior in any of them. But let's come around here. This is Royal's Gate, because Royal's Gate, because this is the one that leads up to the castle, which you know. Okay, let me tell you about this. This was always my favorite building in the city. I don't know why. Maybe it was because it had this little greenhouse on it, and I knew I wanted to do something special with it. And one of the players on the server goes by the name Vegworm. He's amazing at the armor stand mod with the armor stand tricks. I'm sure I've shown it off before in a previous video, but he's just amazing at it. So I basically said to him, do whatever you want with this building. And he turned it into like a little, like a house with these little plants, and it's just amazing. I love it. He has these little chairs, and then in the greenhouse, there's this chair. Like, come on. This chair and this, like, little table. Like, are you kidding me? Oh. Like, I love this. Is one of the favorite things that is on this world. It is just so cute. I wish I could sit in it. But, yeah. Thank you, Vegworm, for making this. It brings a light to my day every time I see these little plants, especially these ones. These are my favorite flowers in the game, the Lily of Valley. So just seeing them looking like this is just so cute. But yeah, so if we were to continue around this way, there's just some residential homes, which are inhabited by other players. And that would take us back all the way to the beginning where we started at Market Gate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double back, and I am going to take you up these stairs. If you remember earlier, I said if we go up there, we might get to something. Well, I'm showing you now. If we go all the way up here, we have, there's that overlay again. This upper kind of plaza area, this over here overlooks the night market. That's what was at the top of here. It's the Galleria just over there. There's 2 main buildings here. Well, 3 technically. There is the National Gallery, where I have all the different paintings in the game. And another reason why I have this is because the server has a couple custom paintings that we add. So let me find, yes, this is one. This is actually the one that I've added. This is a painting that I have in real life, which is just next to me. It's the view off of my family's cabin's deck, and is very special to me. And so the fact that it's been brought into Minecraft and now in Wondermere is just amazing. I absolutely love it. Here's some of the other ones. This one is also a custom one. This is actually a real painting that one of our server mates, Lonnie, painted and then was imported into Minecraft. So yeah. And then on the opposite side here is the arena. So the arena. So on the server, if you can see in the bottom left, it just said entering arena. If you want to get another player's head, you have to kill them in the arena. That's the only place where it will drop. So sometimes we have little battles in here just to get each other's heads, but you can see there's the stands all the way up there. And then there's a little up there is where I would sit because I am the king of Wondermere, obviously. Little pieces. It's like a maze, right? You can get into different places from 8, 9 different areas. Like it's just interwoven everywhere. You could definitely get lost in here. And then the last one is this. So this is the meadery. It houses it houses my bee farm, and again Vegworm came over and he added all these little armor stand things. I think I love this one. It's like a little cake. Or this one where it's like blueberry pancakes. This is so cute. We can go on the inside and take a look. All right, little bread basket. This would be like the kitchen area. Then lots of dining spaces upstairs. Maybe like a private lounge area, right? With the beef roast there on the table. It's pretty funny. And then if we were to come down into the basement here is where the bee farm outputs. So there's my honeycomb and my honey blocks, and I have like a copper distillery down here to kind of add into the theme. And then the back here is where the bees actually are. So yeah, then like another little greenhouse type thing. So come down here. Now I've been doing a lot of exploring on the streets of Wondermere, on the levels above, but there's actually something hiding below. So let me take you down there. Okay, so down this alleyway, so there's the portal down there. The villagers are just behind us. Down here, this is the building with the cactus farm. There's this unassuming door. Now, if you are a member of Shroomhearth playing on the server with me, and you have not done the Wondermere quest, I suggest skipping forward quite a bit, because what I'm about to show the rest of the audience is something that is heavily involved in the quest, but it's just, I love it so much that I have to show them. This is the entrance to the sewers. So underneath the sewers. So underneath the city is a network of sewer tunnels. So if we head down here, here it is. So there's, similar to what's underneath the church, there's this big holding tank for water, and I have all my axolotls down here, and it's just like, this is quite expansive. There are lots of these like little rooms down here, and there's lots of things to discover in the sewers. I'll take you down this way to see maybe some of the other things. Oh, this is interesting. This is actually the rail line that connects my base to the next base, Barago. But let's see, let's go this way. There's a little staircase. There's that room again. It really is like a maze down here, even more so than the streets above. But there's things hiding in here. What could this little room mean? What about over here? What could... Oh, who's... Oh, who's that? What could this mean? What is a cult doing in the sewers of Wondermere. What could they be up to? What could you learn from it if you were to do the quest? I will definitely put together a group of people to do the quest to show you guys, because I spent a lot of time writing some scripts and the storyline around it. It takes you all around the whole city, and it's just, I love doing it. I love when people do it. It makes me smile when people have fun doing it. But yeah, this place down here, this is big. There's lots of little rooms, and actually, if we were to go down here and through this door, it takes you to the behind the scenes area, and this is where I have some of my farms. A tree farm, obviously, and another tree farm down there. This is an automatic tree farm using the azalea. But I will meet you up on the surface to show you off the metro line. Okay, we are back. We're up top, and you can see we are back in the Wondermere Central Station. Now, I did tease this earlier. Oh, that's free cam. If we're not going into free cam, up here, there is... they're so janky. These little stations. So they're super just manual because I didn't have a lot of space. But if you go in here, there's this button. It will take you around the city. There's a couple stations. So that was Wondermere Central. Here you can see this is Bridgegate Station, because that's right where Bridgegate is, and all of these stations are connected down to the ground there. You can continue on. Around, across the villager area. There's my farming area. Take you down this little road here. There's the keep just back there. This is a garden station here. This is my favorite station, because if you go down into this alleyway and you look, it's just coming back to that idea of being covered and make like you feel that you're in something even though you're outside. I just love. And then when you go up onto the station, you're like just in the leaves. It's just, oh, I was so happy with how this one came out. And then I'll take you across here. This is actually the first metro station I built. This was kind of like my test run to see if it was gonna work. This is Wool Street Station, because Wool Street is just down there. And then come across here, a beautiful view of the castle there. I'm really happy with how the sightlines turned out. Come this way, around, over to people's roofs and around, and then to in station. And actually, while we're in station, there is one street that I haven't shown you guys yet. We'll take you down the proper way and up this little staircase here. Behind the gallery, there's this street, and actually this street is amazing because it's the first street that has all the houses claimed and built inside of by members of the Shroomhearth community. It's really nice. It's a very quaint street. I love this street, but I thought I'd show that off to you here as well. Back up onto the rail line. Oop, here we are. And we'll go back to the first station. So here's Market Gate there. Come around into the Galleria. I just love this place so much. It makes me so happy every time I see it. And we'll put the minecart back there. Well, anyway, guys, that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you. This base just means so much to me. If you have any questions about anything about the city, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll respond to every single one, and I'll let you know. Or if it's a big enough question, I'll include it in the next video and show it off a little bit more. But my name has been B-Man, and I really, really, really hope you enjoyed this episode. This has just been my dream project. I know I keep saying that. Please like and subscribe if you're willing. It would mean a great deal to me, and I will absolutely be continuing making these videos. So stay tuned for the next episode where we get back to that damn castle that I just have to make. Anyway, bye.